So we're doing 100% video.
Mhm.
So I don't know how many. I don't know. I'm trying to look on the leaderboard. You are the world record holder.
Yeah.
Um, did you first pick up world record just recently? But you and Project went back and forth with Wii.
For oh yeah, with Wii. Yeah, no, projects most likely had the record when we split the leaderboards. And then when we split the leaderboards, I forget when it was, probably December. Actually, if you look at speedrun.com, you can find out. But probably December or something, I decided to just go for the records on all the consoles. So that's when I would have gotten it. I don't think we switched back for 100% though. I know we traded for any percent a bit until I got my 2056, I think is the time for any percent. But for 100%, I think I just got it and it's stuck, if I remember correctly.
That sounds right. Yeah. Okay. Well. Anyways. Um. So let's see here. Let's just go ahead and get started with it. So how did you even get into speedrunning in the first place?
Oh, this would have been back in like 2012. It was like a Reddit post or something that linked to Poodle Skirt, who was an MST world record holder for Ocarina of Time at some
Okay.
point in the past. And that would have been like very, very shortly after AGDQ 2012. So I didn't watch that one, but I did watch, SGDQ 2012, and like that was the year Siglemic did his like 12 hours a day for the whole month and got the SM64 record, and
Oh
then
yeah.
started watching like stuff on YouTube. One of my favorite videos, even to this day, is Giano's Majora's Mask run in like 1 hour 50 minutes. It's just really well commentated. Um, all that aside, eventually would have been May 2013. I got the last parts to build my computer on my birthday, which was 10 days earlier on the 20th. And then on the
Nice.
30th was my first stream. Um, I did like bingo races on SRL and stuff. And then eventually I
Okay.
got into runs. I started with Ocarina of Time. And then at some point I was doing like 4 games at a time, which was Ocarina of Time, Mario Kart 64, Minish Cap, and Pokemon Blue. And I shortly found out that if you run multiple games at a time, you don't get good in any of them. So then I started doing like 1 or 2 games focusing at a time, and then picked up Snap in 2014, I believe.
Okay.
Um,
What was the reason why you picked up Pokemon Snap? Out of all the other games in the world that you could have picked, you picked Pokemon Snap. Why is that?
yeah, so that was around the time where like I was looking for new games, and I'm like, okay, what games do I enjoy? Pokemon Snap was one of them. There wasn't any specific reason more than that. I enjoyed the game. I played it, and back then the community was chill, so I stuck around with them. It was pretty small. Like the only people I can remember for sure were GameFan Dan and AJ Johnson and a couple of other people. But yeah, I don't know. I just liked it. It was a chill run. It was easy to pick up, and my first time was like a 2650 something, so was not a natural by any means.
Right. I don't think anyone starts no one starts off at the top, right?
Uh, I think Toast started off pretty well, but he
Yeah, I
did
mean,
like
I
in
don't know
12
that anything
hours
about
though.
him. Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
he
really know
did.
anybody much about his history. I just know that like one day he just picked up and had the record. I haven't researched like his whole progression.
Okay,
But
no, he did it for the 12-hour challenge, and then I actually convinced him to buy a Japanese copy, and then he's like, "Oh, I can get the record," and then he got the record.
well, there you go. I'm trying to remember. There's somebody else on the leaderboard who was like that. Like Squid got to sub 21 within like 2 or 3 weeks
Yeah, he
of
got good pretty
starting.
fast.
So he had a pretty quick rise.
I mean, he also,
Xerix was the same.
yeah, I think they both like understand the concepts of practicing, because like if
Hmm.
people just pick up a game, like when I started, I didn't practice efficiently or anything, but I assume Squid knows how to practice, so
Yeah,
that's why he got good.
Squid is actually a guitar teacher. So
Mhm.
he's very much about knowing effective practice and like
Yeah,
teaching practice and teaching himself practice. And so he's really good about like sitting down and being able to make himself learn how to do it right.
yeah, sounds about
Uh,
right.
that's really helped him a lot, I think, because he's been grinding on SM64 for a while now, and he's getting a lot better.
Mhm.
You can see that. So Okay. So you just picked it up because you liked the game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
And
yeah, I think I
you
had
go ahead.
back in like again, this is back in 2012 before I started streaming. I had like, you know, I was like trying glitches in games, and I think I watched the run on SDA of Snap, and I'm like, oh, cool, maybe I can try it. So I went through the route like once or twice, maybe in 2012, but I can't tell you much more about that.
Right.
So yeah, I picked it up because it was fun.
Nice. Um, were you involved in the Speedruns Live scene at all?
Definitely.
Because I know
um,
you're a mod, right?
yeah. So my first stream was actually a race for Ocarina of Time, and I guess I raced here and there. Did like Saturday Night Bingos for Ocarina of Time. Did a couple of random Pokemon races. Majora's Mask, Mario Kart 64. I was also
Hmm.
pretty big in.
Were you
Um,
ever in Snap races?
yes, definitely.
Nice.
Um,
Who else were you
I
running with?
That's a very good question. Definitely Dan. I remember he
Dan.
got his 2130 any percent record in a race against me.
Is that the spaghetti one?
Yeah.
Classic.
Um,
We mentioned that in the script. He's the man who ate spaghetti with his bare hands and still world
yeah.
recorded.
Yeah. Sounds about right. All right, here's the list. So yeah, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Mario Kart 64, Minish Cap, Mario Party, did a couple of like SM64 races, random like Mario Party 2 races and stuff like that. And then a bunch of blind races because blind racing is fun.
Dope.
But yeah, then Sluip, who's like the head mod of SRL, asked me to be a mod in 2014, and I helped out a lot from then.
Awesome.
I'm not as active, but I'm still a mod, so
I got you.
I'm sure they'd welcome me back if I got back on IRC one day.
It's a shame that they're still on IRC. I feel like if they updated some of the type of technology, it could be way better.
Yeah, there's been talks, or back in the day anyways, talks of switching to Discord, but just the way the current system is with RaceBot, it's not friendly towards Discord. So hopefully in
Yeah.
the future, but for now,
Maybe it'll do a revamp.
yeah.
But anyways.
I also don't want to spoil too much because there were things in that channel that we're not supposed to talk about.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, this will be posted somewhere, so probably keep that
Yeah.
secret.
But if anyone's looking into SRL news, there is definitely stuff going on. Just
Nice. So did you start off with any percent or 100%?
any percent.
Okay. Was there any reason why you switched to 100% at any point, or?
So I mean, Snap is a bit weird at a game, as a game rather, because for the first like however many minutes, 12 minutes or whatever, till the end
I
of
think it's
Cave.
closer to 15, yeah.
Yeah, or well, I think right now like 13 is the end of Cave. So, anyways, first half of the run basically, you can like the route is the exact same. So I don't think I ever like how to explain this. I don't think I ever intentionally streamed 100% runs. All my 100% runs are either, oh, I feel like doing 100% right now. Let's just go with the any percent splits because I don't have 100% splits. Or, oh, this any percent run had a mistake. You know, I missed X number of points. I missed like weave ball snipe. I missed something. Let's just do 100% instead. So I never
It's
like
weird.
start. Sorry, go for it.
I was gonna say it's weird how there's like a very common philosophy with snap runners that um like, oh, this is a bad any percent run, let's do 100%. Right?
Yeah,
Like it's so low on people's priority list that they're like, this isn't a good enough any percent run, but it might as well be 100% run.
yeah. I mean,
That's how little they care about it, but it's still a good category. But
it is a good category. The only thing is like, and I'm sure you'll talk about this in the video, but like
Mhm.
Arcanine on top of Cloister, like you're doing two coin flips and you're trying to guess right on both of them, right? So
Yeah,
you don't want to, if 1 in 4 runs is going to die, you don't want to dedicate that much time to 100%, right?
right. No, trust me, I feel yeah. Like last night I was streaming and I was doing attempts, and I don't think I was on PB pace. I was right about even, but I went to Volcano and I got 3 Arcanines. I reset. I got 3
Amazing.
Growliths.
Yep.
I got back to back hundoed so
Yeah.
hard, and that's crushing. Which is one of the reasons why I never really ran 100% seriously.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know. Whenever I sit down to do runs, I do it for that category, nothing else. I don't switch.
Okay.
So I have dedicated splits to 100% or like hundo wundo or whatever
Hmm.
or 250k. I'm like, I'm gonna do this run. Like this is gonna affect the whole thing. I'm gonna continue to do it. I'm not gonna switch.
Yeah.
So it's just weird to see people do that. But um, so you switch, you do 100% just as like a, you know, as a backup. Like, might as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
basically.
out of all of your out of all of your PBs, which one of those is the most means the most to you?
I would say my any percent on Wii. Or wait, are you calling like current BBs or like in past BBs as well?
Uh, any of them.
Actually, the answer is still the same. Probably any percent on Wii, just because like it's a time that even I was surprised to get. I didn't think it
Right.
was possible. Um, and I'm not sure if you'll talk about this, but playing on Wii is a lot harder than N64.
Mm-hmm. I don't know
So,
if I don't know if it's in the script or not, if we specifically mentioned
okay,
it, but
well,
I'm pretty sure we talk about Wii VC is slower and
yeah,
worse than N64. Um, but yeah, it is. You have the world record on all consoles in both main categories,
yes.
and on any percent, you're within less than 10 seconds of each other.
Um, yeah, I
You have,
think
you have a 2050, a
2050,
2056, and a 2058.
57, I think on Wii U.
Oh, is it 57? I thought it was
Yeah,
58.
I had a 2058 on the Japanese Wii U version, and then, well,
This one says 2058.
does it?
I'll,
Okay,
I'll
maybe
look
I do.
into it. Maybe it is 27 or 57, and I just need to fix it. I'll retime
Sure.
it.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. I mean, one of the things that I hated with the leaderboard split is that it's like the consoles aren't so different that it's really significant. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you can get the world record down to within 10 seconds, of each other on all categories, and they're not that different. I don't want
Yeah.
to make this breakdown to a leaderboard
Oh,
discussion
yeah.
because we
I
know how
mean, we're
that
on the
turned out.
same page, so I don't
Yeah, you and
like
I are
it'll
on the
just,
same page.
yeah, it'll just be an echo chamber. So
Yeah.
if we only have half the conversation, it's not really worth it. And
Yeah.
then again,
And the board has been split. There's no undoing that.
the debate's over.
Yeah.
It's in the past.
So, have you did you let's say I'm trying to how do I put this? So with Drogi had a world record for a long time, the 2340 in 2016.
Yeah.
What did you bring over whenever you did your run in 2018?
Um, one second. I just want to check something real quick. Yeah. So like, I rewatched both runs to like compare. The biggest thing was like, one of the biggest things was so the 4K Pidgey or Dynamo Sounds Pidgey, whatever you want to call it,
Right.
wasn't known
Good
back
old
in
DSP.
2016. Oh yeah, DSP classic.
Hmm.
So it wasn't known back in 2016. So I was able to save like 6 seconds or something in Tunnel 1 just because I got the early electrode.
Right.
Um, then I got Weeping Bell Snipe. I
That's the
forget
other
when
big one.
exactly that happened, but that was also a big one. And I mean, like Drogi's definitely good, but if you compare like me in 2018 to Drogi in 2017, like there is a power gap. If Drogi went back to Snap, like would be relatively even, but like in 2 years of running the game, obviously I would have gotten better.
Right. No, you've pushed the envelope, whereas he's been kind of sitting in
Yeah,
2-year-old
exactly.
strats.
But yeah, for that run, oh no, it's hard to explain. Like, okay, I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it. I'm definitely good at the game, and that's what got me this time. But like, most of the reasons why I beat him was because of new strats. Um, I think the biggest contributor to that is I went back in the Pokemon report, which wasted 5 seconds, and then I went back into Beach a second time, which wasted like 8 seconds because then I had to like re-go out during
Yeah.
science. So like, there's a lot of time to be saved in that run. So
That's 13 seconds right there.
yeah, exactly. And
It's
then
crazy to think.
yeah, those were the only 2 runs though. Because I was using any percent splits, and by the time I entered Valley, I was like 4 seconds ahead of the any percent record. So like, it was a good run, definitely up until the end of Valley.
So what made you want to switch to a 100% run if you were already 4 seconds ahead?
Uh, I had already decided before that I wanted to switch because I was taking like uncensored pictures of Psyduck and Muck and stuff like that. I think I
Right.
had a mistaken tunnel or something where I lost a bunch of points, and I'm just like, well, I'm gonna lose time and value anyways. I might as well just switch to 100%
Okay.
because the pace was still really good. So
It's weird. I think if you or Levon or Drogi or whoever actually did focused 100% attempts, um, you guys could push the record down another like 15 to 20 seconds.
oh,
Like
probably.
like the 100% category is so unoptimized mainly because nobody wants to grind it.
Yeah.
I don't blame them, but I don't know. It just seems so weird. Like any percent is so optimized, right? Like we have like the time is so we're getting every single second we can out of that. Like there's obviously is
Yeah.
more time to save, but like
Yeah.
that's so optimized. And then the 100% is just like, yeah, we left 15 seconds off the table just because we didn't feel like doing it anymore. It's like that
Basically.
is huge. And if there was 15 seconds in any percent just like free, like we didn't get this one because we didn't try.
I mean, there's like a good 8 seconds in any percent.
I'm still, but it's like spread across the whole run, so it's
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. Okay. I think that's about all the questions I had.
Nice.
Let's see. You joined around 2014, right? Or 2015?
I think 2014.
That's right around the Game Fan Dan era.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in his chat when you got the record the first time.
Yeah. So that would have been sort of later 2014. Were you running the game back then?
Yes.
Okay, I assume so because early 2015 is when you started getting some records on here. So
Yeah, that sounds about right.
okay. If you look at the leaderboard, pretty much everyone who has had an 80% record has also held the 100% simultaneously.
Mhm.
And you only picked that up recently. Like you had the world record back in 2015 for any percent, but you did not have the 100% record at 80% or 100%.
Yeah.
Um, so can you maybe explain sort of like the similarities between them and how like it's pretty standard for how one person could have the both records or both of them at the same time or
Yeah. So the only people who haven't had both, to my knowledge anyways, is Levon and Karmers, but that's because they don't have 100% runs on the leaderboard. Levon has Hundo Window, but that's different. Or I think his 100% PB is Hundo Window.
I
Anyways.
believe so.
But yeah, when I got the 80% record the first time, I also got a pretty good 100% time, but it was still behind Game Fan Dan, who had a 24 something. This would have been 24. I think I had 24:44 if I'm looking at the right thing, and Dan had something better. And I don't know, I would just either mental block or something. I could not beat him. So for a long time, I just had the 80% record, and then Drogi came along and got 80% and 100%, and Toast came along and got 80% and 100%. And then there was just me without the 100% record. And then leaderboard split. I had my trips down Wii and Wii U VCs and got those records, and I still didn't have the 80% or 100% record for N64. So eventually, I did get around to it. So I can say I'm on par with everyone else if you want, but yeah, for a long time, I was the only one without both records simultaneously. I guess the big thing for that is like, between the two runs I mentioned before, they're so similar that the skill is transferable. So whoever's like the best at the time, they're obviously not focusing on any percent as much anyways, because they have the record as opposed, right now, if Drogi would come back, he would focus on any percent. He wouldn't focus as much on 100%, right? So,
Right.
yeah. So then I can hold the 100% record, even though realistically, like anyone in the any percent top 5 could get the 100% record because there's a lot of free time save. But if it was as optimized as any percent is right now, obviously that would not be as easily obtainable for them. Everyone just wants 80% though.
Yeah.
Sad time.
80%'s the hotness.
Yeah.
Did you say that yeah, 250K, let's go. Did you say that that you ran the other consoles because of the leaderboard split?
Pretty much, yeah. So I did, or originally rather, I was going to run exclusively Wii U if the leaderboard split didn't happen just because it was the fastest, and my philosophy, fastest, run it. Obviously not the same for anyone. I'd rather not start a flame war on that. But yeah, the leaderboard split happened. I didn't have the Wii U version at the time, but I think I was just getting burnt out of N64 runs. I still wanted to play Snap, but not grind as much just the runs. So I went to Wii U, did that a bit. So I remember Kodo, who's one of the Japanese runners, had a decent time. So I beat that on the English version. And then Projects had a grip on both the Wii records. And then so we actually traded the 90% record back and forth a few times. I remember I took it from him, and then he tied it, and I'm like, oh, look, we're both first place. That's nice. And then he beats me, and I'm like, wow. So then I got the 2056 a couple of days later. And then the 100% record, I think I got the 100% record after the 90% record for Wii. Like 2 days or something. Yeah. And then eventually I went back to N64. And got the N64 record a month after my Wii U stuff, and then got the 100% record in February, I think, February of this year. Sounds about right.
Yeah, February 27th.
Yeah.
End of the month.
Oh yeah, the very last day. Oh wait, no, I'm an idiot.
One more day. No, 2 days. Yeah, there's 2 days.
Cut that part out. That's fine. But yeah, I guess I was just burnt out for a time, so I did the other consoles, then came back to N64.
No, I feel that. I've been the same way. I had some coverage on all the other versions. Well, actually, I don't have the Wii version, but I did do the Wii U version just because like it's a separate leaderboard now, so it's like I might as well put a time on there, fill it up a little bit. It only has like 5 or 6 other runners.
Yeah, and
which is a shame because it's a good version. It's just a shame that it doesn't have as much traction.
It's definitely a different skill set, in my opinion. Do we need to talk about 100% strats at all, or do you guys have that covered?
You want to go ahead and go for it, man? I'm trying to think about 100% strats in general. So, I guess tell me what really makes the difference between 80% and 100%.
Well, I mean, the extra 23 Pokemon or 22 Pokemon rather, is the obvious one, but I guess, or one of the bigger differences is when you're submitting a picture. If you submit a picture that's not wonderful, or in the Japanese version, you get the ×2. Oak doesn't say wonderful. The picture scrolls off screen like 4 seconds faster, I think, something like that, and saves a bit of time. And, over 10, 15, 20 pictures, that saves, multiple seconds. So I guess the bigger one is, not getting centered pictures saves time. And then obviously science is different. We get everything in Valley. We get a couple Pokemon here and there in the other courses. And getting the Pokemon, I guess, isn't hard. It is a children's game at its core. But sometimes doing it fast is the tricky part. So Scyther, for example, there's a setup that's consistent. Sorry. There's a setup that's consistent for Scyther to, snipe him without letting go of the boost engine. And same thing for the tunnel sign, for example, to get the Pikachu to electrocute the egg without stopping the boost engine. So there's a lot of stuff like that where 100% just doing it is easy. Just doing it fast is the trickier part.
All right, so that's a lot of the optimization comes from.
Yeah.
How do we do this while going top speed?
Yeah.
Which I think is a good analogy for Pokemon Snap speedrunning in general.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
that's the name of the game.
It being an on-rail shooter, it's kind of hard to. You really got to make the most of what you got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's getting pretty hard to optimize.
Yeah. In before we get some sort of weird item manipulation.
I wish.
We'll see. Actually, I tried routing out what it would be like if we had all the items from the start. There's a Game Shark code, or you can use codes, I should say, to unlock all the items at the start. And the game it's boring, unfortunately, because all the pacing is based on like you not having the items.
Yeah.
So whenever you do have the items, you blast through all the stages in like 12 minutes.
Damn. I mean, do you
Yeah.
still need 40 Pokemon though?
You just need 40. There's no more point requirements
Yeah,
because
you
you don't
don't
need
need points
anything
on
else.
this. 250K
So
though.
so it's literally just a
Dash Engine, take a bad picture.
take bad pictures. Yeah,
Exit course.
it would be interesting if there was a category that was like a hundo window, but with all items,
250K. Sorry.
or 250K. Yeah.
Oh, that's a
But
good idea.
yeah, you're silly. No, but the hundo window I think would be kind of cool because you're forced to take good pictures, which means
Yeah.
well, no, 250K would be better because that means you have to get good pictures.
Yeah. It's not just centered. Not just like a picture of Snorlax's foot
Yeah.
like we do in 100%.
Okay. I think I'm good on questions. So let's see. We covered you as a runner. We covered strats. Covered one time you were here. Okay, I think that's it.
Cool.
All right, Quill. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah.